it's a dirty game. I don't want to believe that my family have been briefing.
In a family defined by tradition and duty, Prince Harry's search for reconciliation has become a battle that could shatter everything. What was once a bond of love and loyalty has now turned into a fractured relationship.
And the things that they're going to miss is, well, everything.
With no easy way back. As Harry's memoir nears release, the stakes are higher than ever, and the royal family faces a crisis that no one saw coming. Will he repair the rift, or is this the final chapter in his story with the monarchy? The shocking truth may leave us questioning everything we thought we knew about the royal family. After stepping back from his royal duties in 2020, Harry's relationship with the British monarchy, especially with his father King Charles and his stepmother Camilla, the Queen consort, has been increasingly strained. His decision to speak out about his experiences, both within and beyond the royal family, has left many wondering if a path to reconciliation still exists. However, experts seem to agree on one key point. Prince Harry must be willing to give up something significant if he truly wants to rebuild relationships with his family. And according to several royal commentators, the one thing Harry might have to let go of is his much-anticipated memoir, which has the potential to cause further rifts within the royal family. Tina Brown, a former editor at Vanity Fair, has been one of the most outspoken voices on this issue. During a recent appearance on Lorraine, a British morning talk show, Brown suggested that Harry's chances of repairing his relationship with the monarchy would be slim unless he reconsidered the release of his upcoming memoir. Brown's comments echo a sentiment shared by many royal observers. Trust between Harry and the royal family has eroded, and without a significant gesture from him, healing the rift will be impossible. According to Brown, Harry needs to step back from the memoir project, along with any tell-all documentaries or interviews that he might have planned, if he is serious about mending the fractured bonds with his family. The argument for Harry giving up his memoir is not a new one. Several other royal experts, such as Richard Fitzwilliams and Phil Dampier, have voiced similar concerns. Fitzwilliams, in an interview with the Daily Mail, noted that if Harry's book contained any sensational content, it would only serve to make things worse. He emphasized that in the interest of repairing relations with the royal family, Harry should either delay or cancel the book altogether. Fitzwilliams, in particular, warned that publishing a memoir with potentially damaging revelations would be tasteless and would exacerbate the already delicate situation between Harry and his family. If Harry were to give up the memoir, it might be seen as a signal of his commitment to the monarchy and his desire to put family above personal gain. The memoir, which Harry has promised will offer a wholly truthful and honest account of his life, has raised concerns not just for its potential impact on his relationship with his father, but also for its possible repercussions with other members of the royal family, especially Camilla. Many have speculated that Harry's memoir could cast a critical light on Camilla, particularly in the context of his strained relationship with her over the years. Some royal biographers, including Angela Levin, have suggested that Harry's book may blame Camilla for many of the personal challenges he's faced. There's been talk that Harry could accuse her of having a detrimental impact on his mental health, or worse, of playing a role in the breakdown of his parents' marriage. Such accusations, if included in the book, would undoubtedly cause a significant rift, not just between Harry and Camilla, but across the entire royal family. However, it seems that Harry has made at least one attempt to repair his relationship with Camilla, though the outcome was far from positive. According to reports, Harry recently reached out to Camilla with a genuine attempt to mend fences. A family friend reportedly shared that Harry approached his stepmother with the best of intentions, offering hugs and expressing a desire to clear the air. He even suggested the idea of using a mediator to help facilitate a more constructive dialogue between them. This gesture, while sincere, was met with a less than welcoming response from Camilla. The Queen consort reportedly found the idea of involving an outside mediator ridiculous, and insisted that any issues between the two should be sorted out privately, within the family. Her reaction, as reported, left Harry disappointed, and it's clear that the gulf between them remains wide. The strained relationship between Harry and Camilla is not something new. Over the years, their bond has become increasingly tense, especially as Harry has grown older. In the early days of their relationship, Camilla reportedly made an effort not to impose herself on Harry or his brother, Prince William, understanding that they were still grieving the loss of their mother, Princess Diana. However, as time passed, tensions began to surface. Harry's feelings of resentment toward Camilla, compounded by the public nature of her relationship with his father, have led to what can only be described as an irreparably fractured connection. Royal expert Ingrid Seward, who has closely followed the lives of the royal family, explained that Harry has little interest in developing a closer relationship with Camilla at this point in his life. She pointed out that Harry, who has always been known for his independent streak, has made it clear that he has no desire to deepen his bond with his stepmother. Seward's remarks are significant because they suggest that any hope of a reconciliation between Harry and Camilla may be a lost cause. As Harry moves further away from his royal roots and continues his life with his wife, Meghan Markle, it appears that any efforts to bridge the divide with Camilla are increasingly unlikely to succeed. The situation is further complicated by Harry's memoir, which has the potential to reopen old wounds. With the book reportedly set to provide an unfiltered look at Harry's life, including his relationships with the royal family, the tension surrounding its release continues to mount. Harry has made it clear that he wants to be open and honest about his experiences, but for the royal family, the prospect of such an intimate and potentially damaging account of their lives raises concerns. If Harry truly wants to heal the wounds within his family, he may need to make an even more difficult decision: to step away from the memoir altogether, or at the very least, rewrite it in a way that shows sensitivity to the people he is hoping to reconcile with. The royal family, particularly Harry's father, King Charles, has been put in an awkward position. Charles is said to be disappointed by Harry's decision to write the memoir, viewing it as a betrayal of the trust that should exist between family members. The king has made it clear that he wants to find a way to reunite with his son. But as things currently stand, the road to reconciliation remains fraught with obstacles. Charles, however, is a pragmatist, and it's possible that he will continue to extend an olive branch, even as Harry grapples with his own feelings of hurt and betrayal. Prince Harry's mission to reconcile with the royal family seems to hinge on a difficult decision: whether he is willing to sacrifice his memoir in order to rebuild relationships that have been damaged over the years. Experts and royal commentators are divided on whether this would be enough to mend the rift. But one thing is clear: if Harry is serious about reuniting with his family, he will have to make significant concessions. The memoir, a symbol of Harry's personal journey and desire to tell his truth, may be the very thing that stands in the way of the reconciliation he hopes for. Prince Harry's relationship with Camilla, the Queen consort, has long been a subject of public speculation and scrutiny. For many, it is no secret that the bond between Harry and his stepmother has been fraught with tension, and this was only amplified when Harry and his brother, Prince William, lost their mother, Princess Diana, at a young age. The presence of Camilla in their father's life, and later as their stepmother, created a difficult dynamic that has played out in the public eye for years. While there have been moments where the two appeared to be on better terms, the underlying tensions have persisted, leading to a complicated and often strained relationship that, according to experts, is unlikely to be fully healed anytime soon. Over the years, much has been made of Camilla's role in the lives of Harry and William. Initially, Camilla made a concerted effort not to interfere with the boys' relationship with their father, understanding the sensitive nature of their loss. She avoided being too present in their lives, allowing them space to grieve and to adjust to the changes that came with their father's relationship with her. However, as time passed and their relationship became more formalized, tensions began to surface. Many royal observers have noted that Harry, in particular, never fully embraced Camilla as a stepmother. His deep-rooted resentment, stemming from his childhood experience of losing his mother and seeing his father marry another woman, has made it difficult for him to accept her. For Camilla, this was no easy task either, as the public faced the very real consequences of the royal family's troubled history. Particularly in relation to the marriage of Charles and Diana, Camilla's presence in their lives was always a reminder of an uncomfortable past. Camilla, once vilified for her role in the breakdown of Charles and Diana's marriage, was now thrust into the spotlight in a new role as the queen consort. Though she gained some degree of acceptance over time, the complicated relationship with Harry remained one of the more difficult dynamics within the royal family. Despite these challenges, there have been reports suggesting that Harry did make an attempt to reconcile with Camilla. According to an excerpt from royal expert Katie Nichols' book, The New Royals, Harry took the initiative to reach out to Camilla, hoping to clear the air. The effort was reportedly well-intentioned. Harry, according to a family friend, approached his stepmother with open arms, offering hugs and expressing a desire to resolve the lingering issues between them. However, what was meant to be a heartfelt effort at reconciliation was met with resistance. Camilla, as reported, was not open to the idea of external mediation. She reportedly found the suggestion to bring in a mediator to help resolve their differences ridiculous. For Camilla, the idea of involving an outsider was not something she was willing to entertain, believing that any issues between them should be handled privately, within the family. This response from Camilla has left Harry feeling frustrated, and it seems that despite his efforts, the relationship between the two is unlikely to improve anytime soon. Experts have pointed out that Harry's efforts to reconcile with Camilla may have been his last attempt at trying to bridge the gap between them. As royal commentator Ingrid Seward noted, Harry simply does not have the desire to develop a closer relationship with Camilla at this point in his life. He has already made it clear that he has little respect for her and that he does not feel the need to repair the relationship, especially considering the difficult history they share. The rift between Harry and Camilla is not just a result of their personal differences. It is also shaped by the broader context of the royal family's public life. Camilla's role in the royal family has always been somewhat contentious, and her relationship with Charles, which had to navigate the pressures of public scrutiny for many years, has not been easy. For Harry, the situation is further complicated by his experiences growing up in the shadow of his parents' tumultuous relationship. While he has spoken publicly about the pain he felt after his mother's death, it seems that the complexities of Camilla's role in his life have only added to his emotional burden. The relationship Harry shares with Camilla has never been simple, and it seems that their issues are now too deep to resolve with one heartfelt attempt at reconciliation. Moreover, the increasing distance between Harry and Camilla is mirrored by the ongoing distance between Harry and other members of the royal family. As the Duke of Sussex continues to carve out his life in California with his wife, Meghan Markle, he has gradually distanced himself from the royal family. The tension with Camilla, therefore, is just one element of a much broader narrative of Harry's growing estrangement from the institution of the monarchy. His memoir, which is set to delve deeply into his life and experiences within the royal family, has only added fuel to the fire. It is expected that Harry's book will provide an unflinching look at his relationships with various members of the royal family, including Camilla. As a result, the questions surrounding how Harry will portray his stepmother in the memoir have added an additional layer of complexity to the already fraught relationship. While some royal experts have speculated that Harry's book could contain harsh criticisms of Camilla, it remains to be seen whether he will take this route. Royal biographer Angela Levin has suggested that Harry may blame Camilla for his mental health struggles, alleging that she played a role in the emotional challenges he faced, particularly during his younger years. Levin and others have raised concerns that Harry's memoir could revisit painful subjects, including the collapse of his parents' marriage and his father's relationship with Camilla, potentially reigniting old wounds. This possibility has sparked fears that any attempt at reconciliation could be undermined if Harry chooses to air these grievances in his book. At the same time, some commentators have argued that Harry's decision to write this memoir is driven by his need for personal closure. For Harry, telling his story may be a way of confronting his past and making sense of the complex relationships within his family. Yet, by choosing to publish his story in such an unfiltered way, Harry risks alienating those he wishes to reconcile with. It is a delicate balance, and the decision to publish a memoir that delves into such personal territory is likely to have long-lasting consequences, not just for Harry and Camilla, but for his relationship with the rest of the royal family as well. As we look toward the future, it seems that the relationship between Harry and Camilla will remain in a state of limbo. Despite Harry's attempts to reach out, Camilla has made it clear that she is not willing to engage in any process that involves outside mediation. This leaves little hope for a meaningful reconciliation in the near future. Furthermore, with the release of Harry's memoir looming, it is uncertain whether any remaining avenues for healing between the two will be closed off completely. For now, it appears that the tensions between Harry and Camilla are unlikely to dissipate anytime soon, and the possibility of a truly warm and supportive relationship between them remains remote. In the broader context, the rift between Harry and Camilla reflects the growing chasm between Harry and the monarchy itself. As Harry continues his life outside the royal family, and as the monarchy adapts to the leadership of King Charles, the question of how to navigate these strained relationships remains unresolved. The situation with Camilla is just one example of the challenges that lie ahead for Harry as he continues to build his future with Meghan and their family. And until he makes a choice about the memoir and its potential impact on his relationship with his family, it seems that the road to reconciliation will remain long and uncertain. In the midst of ongoing challenges in Prince Harry's relationship with the royal family, the public has witnessed a glimmer of hope in the form of the reunion of the Fab Four: Prince William, Catherine, Princess of Wales, Harry, and Meghan Markle, after the death of Queen Elizabeth II. This moment was expected to be a significant step forward in bridging the gap between Harry and the rest of the royal family, particularly with his brother, Prince William. The appearance at Windsor Castle, as the royals greeted mourners and showed solidarity in the wake of the Queen's passing, seemed like a symbol of potential reconciliation. However, as insiders later revealed, the reality behind the public image was not as simple or as heartwarming as it appeared. While the public may have seen the reunion as a hopeful sign, insiders from within the royal circles have painted a different picture. According to reports, the event, while momentous, was far from a genuine moment of unity. The two couples, William and Catherine and Harry and Meghan, were reportedly not at ease with one another. The outing, which was heavily scrutinized by the press and royal watchers, was described as awkward and emotionally difficult for all involved. Both Harry and Meghan, along with William and Catherine, found it challenging to navigate the situation, and it was clear that the interaction, though cordial, was not a warm reunion of long-lost family members. Instead, it was a moment of mutual understanding that, despite being in close proximity, the tensions between Harry and his family were far from resolved. One significant moment of this reunion was when Prince William personally reached out to his younger brother Harry in an attempt to ensure that he and Meghan would be there for the public appearance. William took the initiative, sending a personal text message to Harry, inviting him and Meghan to join him and Catherine as they greeted the crowds of mourners. This outreach was seen as a gesture of goodwill, a step towards improving their strained relationship. However, despite this invitation, it seems that the emotional baggage between the two brothers was not so easily overcome. The public appearance was not the long-awaited thaw in their relationship that many had hoped for. Rather than symbolizing reconciliation, the event underscored just how complex and fragile the bond between the brothers had become. The situation was even more challenging because, according to reports, the event was not an easy experience for Meghan and Harry either. The couple found the moment emotionally taxing, as they were still coming to terms with their place within the royal fold. For Meghan, the pressure of being under the royal spotlight once again, especially after stepping away from royal duties, was palpable. The ongoing tension, both personal and public, between Meghan and the rest of the royal family added layers of discomfort to what was supposed to be a moment of unity. In the aftermath of the event, the sentiment among the public was mixed. While many royal followers were hopeful that the reunion marked the beginning of healing within the royal family, others were less optimistic. The coldness that reportedly permeated the interaction raised doubts about whether the brothers and their families could ever fully mend the rift that had formed between them. The brothers, who were once incredibly close, had become increasingly distant over the past few years, with their relationship strained by public disputes, personal differences, and, more recently, the tensions stemming from Harry's outspoken criticism of the monarchy. For Harry, the situation is particularly complicated. His relationship with his family, particularly with his father, King Charles, has been deeply affected by his decision to step away from royal duties and his subsequent public comments about the monarchy. Harry's candidness in discussing his struggles with the royal family, particularly in interviews and his upcoming memoir, has only deepened the divide. His book, which promises to provide a wholly truthful account of his life and his experiences within the royal family, has become a focal point in the ongoing tensions. It is widely believed that the memoir will delve into the challenges Harry faced within the royal family, potentially including critical commentary on his relationship with his father and stepmother, Camilla. This has only added to the complexity of Harry's relationship with the family. Camilla, in particular, has become a flashpoint in the family's dynamics. While Harry has made efforts to reconcile with her, as discussed earlier, the road to improving their relationship has been rocky. Camilla, who had been a controversial figure for many years due to her role in the breakdown of Charles and Diana's marriage, has had a complicated relationship with Harry from the start. Despite efforts to make amends, it appears that any genuine reconciliation between Harry and Camilla is still a long way off. The tension between them remains a significant barrier to Harry's full acceptance back into the royal fold. The presence of King Charles, Harry's father, in the picture adds yet another layer of complexity. As the new monarch, Charles faces the delicate task of managing his relationship with his son, while navigating the pressures of being king. His desire to reunite with Harry is clear, but his position as the leader of the monarchy also places him in a difficult spot. Charles must balance the need for family unity with the practicalities of maintaining the monarchy's reputation and ensuring that his own authority is not undermined. Harry's memoir, expected to be critical of the family, only complicates this further. The emotional difficulties surrounding the reunion of the Fab Four are not limited to the personal challenges of the individuals involved. The royal family, as an institution, faces its own set of challenges as it seeks to adapt to the new realities of modern life. The public, who once saw the monarchy as a symbol of stability and unity, is now confronted with the ongoing drama of family rifts and public feuds. The royal family's ability to present a united front in the face of public scrutiny is being tested in ways it has never been before. Despite these challenges, there is still hope that a degree of reconciliation can be achieved. However, as insiders have pointed out, the road to healing is long and uncertain. The tensions between Harry and his family are not just the result of a few misunderstandings or disagreements. They are deeply rooted in years of personal and public conflict. While there may be moments of temporary peace, such as the appearance of the Fab Four at Windsor Castle, the underlying issues remain unresolved. As Harry continues his journey outside of the royal family, and as King Charles navigates his new role, it is unclear whether true reconciliation is possible, or whether the divide between Harry and his family will continue to widen. Looking ahead, it seems that Harry and Meghan's relationship with the royal family will continue to be a subject of intense public interest and media scrutiny. As Charles settles into his role as king, and as Harry moves forward with his life in the United States, the prospects for meaningful change in their relationship remain uncertain. The memoir, which will undoubtedly delve into Harry's personal experiences, could either bridge the gap or further divide the family. Until Harry and his family make some hard choices about how they wish to move forward, the challenges they face will likely remain in the public eye, with little resolution in sight. In the end, the reunion of the Fab Four was a moment that offered hope but also highlighted the deep divisions that still exist within the royal family. While the public may have been eager for a sign of unity, the reality is that the road to reconciliation will take much more than one carefully choreographed public appearance. As time goes on, it remains to be seen whether the royal family can find a way to heal the wounds that have festered over the years, or whether these rifts will only continue to grow. For Harry and his family, the future is still uncertain, and the challenges ahead may only become more difficult to navigate.